Bungee jumping. Okay. So when I lived in Los Angeles, we would go out to this place. So you got to think crowded urban Los Angeles. And so the bungee jumping that took place in the city was off of a crane. Okay. So you'd crawl all the way, or you'd climb all the way up to the top. They had stairs. And the first time I went, I just remember I walked to the end of the platform and jumped. And when you jump the bungee cord, it goes all the way straight. And then as you're bouncing, as the bungee cord, you know, like lets you down further and further and further, you fall into this big pillow. It's kind of like a jumpy castle, but it's really soft. And the whole pillow just kind of like engulfs you, and you have to like kind of find the air and crawl to the side to get out and crawl off the side because it's huge, like I said. So second time I went, when I was in college, I was what was called a student orientation leader. And so what we did is when we had freshmen come into the university, we were student leaders who basically attended their freshman class with them. And the class was all about like, this is what college is about, and this is where this is on campus and stuff like that. So outside of class, we would meet like once a week to go to dinner, and then we'd meet up for an activity. So I did take them cliff jumping one time too. So this week, I decided with a couple of other leaders that we were going to get our groups together, and we were going to take our freshmen bungee jumping. And so I told them, I said, okay, you don't have to jump. I'm not going to make you jump, but you should at least come and check it out, right? So most of my freshmen did jump. I do remember one girl didn't. She's like, I'm just going to watch. I'm like, okay. So I let them all go first. And then I went up to the platform. And like I told you guys with like cliff jumping or anything heights, it's like the longer you stand up there and look down, the more nervous you get. So the greatest thing about going up this time, I was backwards, so I didn't have to look down. So this is what it was. I was in dance and gymnastics for 13 years. And so I was like, I'm going to go do a back tuck off of it. So I asked the guy, I said, can I do a back flip off of this? He's like, yeah. So I'm looking at the cord and I'm kind of thinking it's like just right here. And I'm thinking, gosh, I hope it doesn't wrap around me, because that's the biggest concern with bungee jumping, right? And so he's like, okay, you're ready. And so I'm like, okay. I walk up to the side and I scoop my feet to the end. And I look down at my friend. I'm like, count how many times I flip. And he's like, okay. So I go and I flip, and I flipped like 5 or 6 times before the bungee cord like straightened out. And then I started to bounce and into the big pillow. And then, you know, you're crawling to the side. It was so cool. It was so fun. I would totally do that again. How many of you want to go bungee jumping? Okay, here's one that we thought of earlier this morning. How many of you would want to go bungee jumping off of a plane, like skydiving? Have anyone brave enough for that one? Maybe, yeah.